further ado, I am so honored and proud to introduce Eleanor Burns.
So, which is the real Eleanor Burns? This one? Or me? It's me! It was so fun. One day I walked into my office and little Becca, she was just 3 years old, she was sitting in my office chair, as big as could be, wearing my mask. It was so cute, it was adorable, I love it. Okay, so I'm so excited to see all of you really dressed up. As this is the deal, we all got our boas on, right? Come on, around like this. Woo! Swing those hips and do a little action like this. Whoa! And now do the back action behind. Woo! Oh man, you guys think I'm just this quiet little person on PBS. So now that we're friends, you know I like to collect antique quilts. Did you know that? Yeah. Could you tell? Yes. I have an attic full of antique quilts. My friend was sitting in my living room one day, my friend Brian, who was at the retreat 6 years ago. He was waiting for me and he got bored. And so he decided to count my antique quilts in my living room. You ready? How many do you think he counted?
100.
100, that would be good. I have a problem. I'm obsessed with this. He counted 273 antique quilts. And he said, Elle, one of the closets was locked. I couldn't even get in it. So what I brought today are the quilts from my attic. Yay! Okay. All I do is go like this, and when I go like this, you take a corner, you lift it up, and you guys all go, ooh. You got it! You got it. Okay, want to practice again? 1, 2, 3. Woo! So, let's go back. Let's go back to the 1930s. And the paper boy runs in and he says, paper, paper, I got the paper, I got the Kansas City Star. And all of the women send their husband down to buy the newspaper, the Kansas City Star, because they had a free quilt pattern, just like they do today. Yay! A free quilt pattern, and those women collected those newspaper patterns, saved them. They made one block, and after they had a whole collection of blocks, they put it into a sampler. Are you ready? Ta-da! Oh, good. And you guys show over there. You tip out. So this is a sampler that was made from the newspaper patterns in the 1930s. And they used them like a quilt book. You know, they would just make that pattern, they would keep it, they would share it with their neighbors. If their neighbor was out of town, they would trace that pattern off on a piece of paper and give it to them. So I got out all my antique quilts, I picked out my favorite blocks, and this is what we did. Aw, isn't it fun? So I took all of these blocks, put them together into one sampler, finished them off with that great scallop edge. Guess whose ruler? Guess where you can get it? I hope you can get it from Leslie. Can you get it there? Good. Did I tell you that it's named after my little granddaughter, Kylie, 5 years old? She's always talking about the love. The scallop around the outside edge. Beautiful, beautiful quilting. Credit card quilting! You want to show the back? That's the easy way. So the Dresdens are unique because they have the points. They have 16 wedges, and then look at these points. Cool? Points. And then in the center, there's little ovals, little ovals. Well, I walked into the quilt show in Houston. It was last year. or maybe the year before. I think it was 2 years. Oh, time goes so fast. Anyhow, this quilt was made from the McCall's pattern as well. The same technique, the same ice cream cone border. It is hand quilted. It's very, very thin. I say 40s because this is not that green from the 1930s. It's definitely the 40s green. The same ovals, the same pointed. And I always wonder, why did she put that cute little circle right in the corner of her blocks? What's that? Oh, great story. She said it's the drip from the ice cream cones. Perfect. Of course, I should have known that. And so this is what's really fun. It's the same pattern that the antiques are made of. We put 3 in a row. We put the ice cream cone border, and look at this. No binding around the outside edge. All right, second antique. Ta-da! And the pattern is called fan, grandmother's fan or fan, whatever. And I probably bought this quilt in the Kentucky area. We have a store in Paducah. And I say Kentucky because it has very thick batting, doesn't it? You guys are great. This box came to my house, and these are the smelly old blocks we sewed together. Isn't that cute? We have a group at Quilt in a Day called the Bucket List Club. The Bucket List Club, our objective is to finish all of our quilts before we kick the bucket. That's a challenge. I told you yesterday, I think I have 2 houses full of unfinished projects. Fans and flutterbys. So this is our fan section, you're gonna tell, because look at this one. Ta-da! My teacher walked into the sewing room, Gail, and we said, Gail, we want you to make one like the pink one. And she said, no, I don't want to do that one. I want to do the Scallop fan. And this is what she did. So this was done just recently. My artists actually thought that, that they were just new patterns. Beautiful. We did a larger quilt as well with the 2 little baskets. And this is just a lot of fun too. Doo-doo. Aww. And it's in the book. Isn't that cute? And that's a good one to show the quilting on the back. This one is, I love this one. It was, I bought it in, it's my second home in Julian. It's in the mountains. The pattern is called Crow's Nest. This was probably late 1800s. Look at the fabric. You can see some of it. You can actually see the batting underneath here. Okay, so this one, this is a top that I had in my collection. I think it was made in about the 70s, the 1970s. So if you're gonna make a quilt with just 2 colors, you do it in blue and white or red and white. Absolutely, it makes it just a stunning effect. This poor woman, she didn't know if she was coming or going, if she was up or down, left or right, north or west. Look at that. And guess what the name is? It's quite simple. It's called the arrow. Arrow. Can you see all those little arrows all over the place? See, it's really, really thick. You know, this is so thick. She could hardly get her needle in and out to make her little stitches. The stitches are toenail catchers. Like when she covers this up, she gets stuck in it. What do you think? I can just see a little grandson laying on this with his little matchbox cars, and he's driving up here and then he's driving over there and just having just a great time. Very masculine looking pattern, no flowers at all. Applique! This is my favorite designer. This is Ruby McKim's quilt from the 1930s. Ruby McKim's book was the first book that I ever purchased. It's called 101 Patchwork Patterns. It was $1.95. Don't you wish? You're shaking your head. Did you buy Ruby McKim's book too?
Yeah, I know a little bit about Ruby McKim.
Okay, so Ruby McKim worked for the Kansas City Star. She put out several hundred patterns, but she had a friend called Eveline Folan. And Eveline Folan was the young one. She was the whippersnapper at the Kansas City Star. She was the modern quilter. This is considered modern? Back in the 1930s. She only did, I think, like 50-some patterns. You guys were great. Thank you. I didn't know what happened. See, you guys were fun. So, you know this was completely unrehearsed. We're just so fun, aren't we?
Okay, come back. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you, ladies. Thank you.